Khalil Rountree has no chance at beating Alex Pereira at UFC 307. This is just one of the narratives leading into UFC 307, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the most important narratives leading into UFC 307, so stick around to hear my thoughts. I'm Wyatt, and this is Fight Society. All right, guys, so before we get into the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, become a channel member if you want extra content, all that good YouTube stuff. Thank you so much. Back to the video. All right, guys, so we are going to talk about the biggest narratives heading into UFC 307, some of them good, some of them bad, but we are going to start with most prevalent, most talked about narrative heading into this fight, that Khalil Rountree has no chance against Alex Pereira, that he has no path to victory, and you even have people like Chael Sonnen saying things like this.
Rountree's gonna whip him. Rountree's gonna win this fight. Rountree has never found himself in a fight where somebody is attacking him with kickboxing and he did not cover and boom, 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 and put him down. There is a built-in narrative that Rountree can't go with him, that he shouldn't be put in this position, that Rountree is being brought in to protect Pereira from Uncle Wyatt. Rountree is not his best until someone's coming after him. That's exactly the way Pereira fights. Alex is gonna enter that Mike Tyson type club, where guys toss it in the back, they look for the nearest door to jump through. But I don't think Rountree's gonna do that. I fully understand how we have an odds 4-1 favoring the guy that I'm telling you isn't only gonna lose, he's gonna get knocked out.
While I don't agree with Chael here, I think it is very important to talk about this matchup between Khalil Rountree and Alex Pereira. I'm gonna make a specific video for this fight where I give a breakdown and prediction on the fight itself, but let's talk about the narratives here, because many people are saying that Khalil Rountree doesn't deserve this fight, which is true. There's weird reasons why these type of fights get booked. Ankalaev wants to fight in Abu Dhabi, somebody else isn't ready to fight till next year, whatever. They needed somebody on this date, and Khalil was the guy that said yes, something like that. But the main narrative is that Khalil Rountree has no chance at winning this fight. And I do see where people are coming from. I've even been saying the same thing, but I've been thinking about it, and I think there's a shot for Khalil. Now, I'm probably still gonna pick Alex Pereira, but there is a shot for Khalil. This is not just a foregone conclusion the way that we've thought about many other fights. I was very certain that Sean O'Malley was going to easily beat Merab, and Merab easily beat him for the most part. I mean, boring fight, terrible fight style, but I did think O'Malley was going to KO him early. That's how I feel about this fight, and that's why part of me doesn't want to jinx it and just be like, Khalil Rountree has no chance. Alex Pereira is going to land a calf kick, land a left hook, bada bing, bada boom, everybody goes home. Khalil Rountree is an extremely dangerous fighter, explosive fighter, and if he has a good night where he can get off some good leg kicks and make Pereira more stationary and then potentially close the distance and land a big shot, maybe, I'm not saying it will, but maybe Khalil Rountree is the first guy to knock out Alex Pereira at 205 pounds. Even though I don't see that happening, Khalil Rountree is a very skilled fighter. He has a pretty mid record. He's about 13-7 in his career. He's ranked 8th. His record in his ranking wouldn't tell you that he deserves to be in this fight, but he did call for it. He seems confident. He wants to strike with Alex Pereira. We will see if him saying that he won't shoot a takedown. We'll see. It's going to be one of those things where he gets knocked out and he looks dumb, or he knocks Pereira out and he looks like a genius. So we'll see how that one plays out. But that is the leading narrative going into UFC 307, is that Khalil Rountree has no path to victory. The next narrative that I want to talk about on this card is, there's the narrative out there that the co-main event, which is for the women's bantamweight title between Raquel Pennington and Juliana Peña, is not going to be an exciting fight. That's what they're saying out here. They're saying it's going to be boring, bathroom break, and I don't think that's fair. Except that it is. Neither one of them has had a performance recently where you thought that they would have an exciting fight against each other. I don't know why this fight's happening. Kayla Harrison is literally on the same card. She beat Holly Holm. Unless they already promised Peña a title shot, then maybe that's why this is happening, but Kayla Harrison should be in the co-main event, in my opinion. This fight's going to be boring. That's probably the most accurate narrative hitting into UFC 307, is that the co-main event's going to be boring. In reference to that as well is a narrative that I disagree with, is that many people are assuming that Kayla Harrison is just going to go in there and absolutely wash Ketlen Vieira. And the reason I disagree with that is because Ketlen Vieira, although she did lose to Raquel Pennington, she did take Raquel Pennington to a split decision. And she also beat Holly Holm, and she beat Miesha Tate recently. So she has fought high-level competition. She beat Holly Holm, although split decision. It wasn't the same dominant style that Kayla Harrison did it, but they both have a common win here. She's 14-3. She's capable in all facets of her game. She's not terrible in any point where Kayla Harrison's going to dominate her. Kayla Harrison is obviously huge for 135 pounds. She's probably 155 on fight night after rehydrating. And while there is a total possibility and maybe even probability that Kayla Harrison just goes out there, judo throw, some elbows from side control, and we call that one a night. Ketlen Vieira is a competent fighter. She's highly ranked. And I think that this fight is going to be much more competitive than the Holly Holm fight at UFC 300 for Kayla Harrison. So the assumption that's out there that Kayla Harrison is just going to walk through Ketlen Vieira is inaccurate. We'll obviously see come fight night, but I think that is probably one that I disagree with the most. Moving on to the next narrative leading into UFC 307 is that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson is washed up. He's lost 3 out of his last 4, and the only person he beat was Kevin Holland, who broke his hand. So they're, Andy's fighting somebody that is a very strong wrestler. We saw him absolutely bully Nursultan Ruzaboyev at UFC St. Louis. Joaquin Buckley is a strong guy, low center of gravity. He could just shoot in on Wonderboy's exposed front leg from his karate stance, and this could be a very tough fight for Wonderboy. But the narrative that's out there is that Wonderboy's washed because he's lost 3 out of 4, and he's going up against somebody that's a very solid wrestler. But let's not forget, Wonderboy, when he keeps it standing, can hurt anybody almost at any time with lethal, sneaky combos, lethal, sneaky kicks. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think that he's still going to lose, most likely. I'm probably going to pick Buckley. But Wonderboy does have a very good chance at winning this fight. He's definitely not washed. That's one of the worst narratives that I've heard. He is a different type of 40. Some guys are washed at 35. Wonderboy's in his 40s and still performing well. Obviously, he has never closed the hole in his game that is his wrestling, specifically his takedown defense. I don't think he's completely washed. I think he's still got a couple wins in him, even if he's not ever going to become champ. So there's my thoughts on the worst and best narratives heading into UFC 307. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. It really helps me out a lot. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, then become a channel member today for access to members only live streams, vlogs, and some other members perks. So click the link in the description down below or the join button on our channel homepage to become a member today. If you're interested in some non-MMA content from me, go check out my personal channel, Wyatt's World, and go check out my weekly comedy podcast, What's Up Bro, with Wyatt and Bo. Both of those are linked in the description down below. Go watch this suggested video, and we'll see you next time.